everyone.
Good morning.
You did it.
I did.
So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV. And, of course, Jennifer here with our good friend James,
Back.
who literally is in two places at once this morning.
Yeah.
You did quite well with that.
I know. That's a little bit of a jog.
Yeah, so he had to literally
Push
that button across the room.
You're giving away our secrets.
He ran real fast. That was it. You did real good.
Yep.
So it's a multi-talented person that can be in two places at once.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
It is impressive.
Yeah.
Been working on it.
So proud of you.
So how's it going?
It's going.
Yeah?
It's going. Yeah. You know, right off the rip, I want to give the city of Jackson some credit for something because,
okay.
Yeah.
This is new.
No, I know, right? Well, we've been a little hard on him lately, so no. Jamie and I went out, just had kind of some time yesterday afternoon, and just went out to Hammertown Lake and spent about an hour out there.
Yeah.
It is
beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous out there. They've done some cleanup work, trim some trees, things like that. And that water, I mean, you may as well be at the ocean and on the Gulf of Mexico. I mean, it is just gorgeous. And you can just sit there and it's serene and it's quiet and it's just nice.
Yeah, it's great.
It's one of our, I think, best kept secrets in our area. I think a lot of people.
Yeah, I do agree that I think Hammertown probably isn't like thought of as much as some of the other similar places in the area.
I don't think so either.
Like everybody talks about Lake Hope a lot.
Yeah, Lake Elma even. People go up there and swim, and which you can't. You're not supposed to swim in Hammertown, and you can, kayak or whatever.
It is really pretty, and there are good places for picnics, and there's a lot of space. So, like if you were having like a family reunion kind of thing, and there was a lot of kids, and they needed space to run around.
They can just run and play.
Yeah, there's really a lot of space.
Yeah, it's just a really pretty, well-maintained area, and the city should be very, very proud of it. Mm-hmm. But, it's also, they're so protective of it, and I understand why, because it is number one, it's our water source, but they're protective of it, and that's why it's as beautiful as what it is. And the water's so clear and whatever. So anyway, just want to give a shout out. If you haven't been out there lately, pick yourself up a picnic and head on out. You can get there from, I don't know, I think there's about 3 different sides that you can.
It's been a long time since I've gone out there.
Yeah. So you can get out there off Just Go West or off of, I guess you just keep on going through South Street, or then you can get there off Beaver Pike. So, yeah, just a good shout out this morning. Start the day on a positive note.
Positive note.
That's right.
Positive notes.
Yep.
Hey, new edition of the Telegram out today.
Yes, it is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. But this is a special issue. It has our fall sports preview in it. So last week we had the football preview edition.
Yes.
And now this is filling in everything else. The soccer and the volleyball.
Sure. All the other fall sports.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's a lot.
There are a lot.
Yeah.
And they're all in here.
And we're just glad that the kids are able to participate and whatever too.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, that's really good. And then I know someone had asked about the band.
Right. So, Pete said that there was going to be band stories in another later edition.
Yeah. So don't think that the band isn't being, honored or recognized or whatever, but it's just going to be its own thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
very good.
Because of that fall sports preview, that increases the number of pages in the paper bigger than what it normally is. So there really is a lot of news stories beyond just that sports preview in today's paper. There's really a lot in here.
And on the front page, I see, they talk about the new Davis Stadium at in Oak Hill.
The brand new turf, that's all going to open on Friday.
Yeah.
they're still working on the track. There's still a lot of work going on.
But we don't need that right now. That's not until the spring.
They're not running on the track.
Yeah.
But there's also, there's a story about the fatal crash that was on 35 a couple days ago, last Friday.
Yeah.
Great photo. I think somebody submitted that. And then there's also a full big story about the Jason Rowland case.
Yeah.
Which is...
Don't even get me started on that.
Yeah. It's not a fun story, but all the information is here, and Phil worked really hard on putting that together.
He did. And, there's also, and this is important, a story from our health commissioner talking about COVID and where we're at with that. And, of course, that's ever changing minute to minute. But, it says it's not over.
Yeah.
And so we need to be very cognizant of that and keep our eye back on that again,
mm-hmm.
as I think a lot of us thought.
Yeah.
We're done with it.
We're all tired. We're all tired of it. Yeah, but
we are.
But it's not over, unfortunately.
It's not over, and it doesn't mean you can't live your life. It just means we want you to be aware that it's still there. Yeah.
And there's a story in here about John Boy. He's been retired for a couple weeks now,
yes!
But he's still getting shout-outs.
He is.
I think Pete talked about this on Monday, maybe, or maybe it was last week. But John Boy got a, sort of a recognition at the Jackson County Commissioners last week. So that story's in here. There's really a lot in here. The Call Auto Sales, all that information about that.
Oh, yeah.
Our friend Mark Porter is in here, pictured with all the Jeep signs that he bought.
Oh, bet. That's really cool.
Story about when the governor visited Bellicio's earlier, or 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We're going to have somebody from Bellicio's here on the show on Friday.
We are on Friday.
We'll probably get to talk about that a little bit.
Super
and all
excited.
The other things that they have going on.
Yeah.
So this really, really is a lot in here. And I'm not just going to sit here and read the paper, because you can do that on your own time.
Yeah.
But there really is a lot in this edition. And it shows, the coverage of the Apple Festival, Little Miss contest.
The Little Queen contest.
Pictures of all those kids.
Yep.
It really shows you, how much those guys work. It really does. This is this issue is really an example of how much hard work those guys put into this.
And I think that a lot of folks, it's kind of I don't want to say a thankless job, but, there's just a few people doing all of that.
Yeah.
And that is so impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Putting that together. Yeah. So.
And, it's summer. People have been on vacation and stuff too. So there's been double duty and things like that.
Yep.
So, but definitely pick up, if you're not a subscriber, pick up a copy. Mm-hmm. Or, call us and subscribe so you don't have to worry about going to the store and picking up a copy.
That's exactly right. It'll end up just magically in your mailbox.
Yep. And that subscription includes the online subscription.
Excuse me.
So you could have had all these stories online.
That's right. Already.
Yep. Good stuff.
It is good stuff. As you said, our friends from Bellicio are going to be here on Friday, and we're going to talk about a lot of fun things. They've done that. They're doing this huge expansion over there, and they built that ginormous new freezer. And so we're going to talk to them about that and some of the other fun stuff. They have, the new medical clinic over there, and a lot of neat things.
That clinic's pretty interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
So so we look forward to having Nick on from Bellicio, and that will be a good time. Also, here, I'll let you read one, and I'll read one. How's that?
Budgeting 101. Oh, I need to read this.
Yeah, I know, right? Go ahead.
Okay. So free tax preparation and financial literacy program of the Workforce and Business Development Program at the Community Action Committee of Pike County.
You got all that?
Man, that is a mouthful.
I know. That's why you went first.
They need to make an acronym for that, don't they?
I'm thinking so, yes.
Yeah. So anyway, bottom line is a Budgeting 101 workshop the evening of Wednesday, September 22nd at the Ohio Means Jobs Career Center of Pike County at 941 Market Street in Piketon.
Yes.
So this would probably be a good class for maybe college students,
yes,
or recent college graduates, or anyone that's maybe had some sort of financial change in their life,
right?
that's just kind of trying to do a better job.
Real life skill stuff. Yeah, they do a lot over there.
Mm-hmm. But you can, if you're interested in more information, you can call Ashley at 740-289-2371, or email her at astewart@pikecac.org. You ready for the best part?
What?
Refreshments will be available.
Yes. The world is a better place now because of it.
All right, what have you got?
That thing that you said all at the beginning.
The
Ohio Means Jobs Career Center at Community Action Committee of Pike County will be hosting a job fair event.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And that is Wednesday, October 20th, 5 to 7 p.m. at the Multipurpose Building at the Pike County Fairgrounds. They had one back in May, and it was so successful that they wanted to have another one.
Okay.
So positions range from customer service, general labor, healthcare, logistics, cleaning, and more. So like a wide gamut of employers will be there. You can apply right there. Bring your resume if you have one, and you can discuss position details in person with these folks. So employers from Pike, Ross, Scioto, Adams, and Jackson counties will be there. So for more information, contact the Ohio Means Jobs Career Center at 740-289-2371 or visit workforcebusinessdevelopment.org for more information.
Got it.
Workforce
Development.
Business Development.
Workforcebusinessdevelopment.org.
Yes. Got all that?
You guys need acronyms.
Oh, God, I'm just trying to kill you over here. Yeah, we need some a little bit shorter names over there. So,
hey, a couple weeks ago, we had Kim Harless on the show. And she talked about the Farm Bureau ceramic hog
Hog Wild contest, yes.
So we were talking about all the great stuff that's in the Telegram today. We've also got pictures of every one of these hogs. So let's see if I've got this. Here we go. There they all are.
Oh, you did such a good job.
There they all are. So it may be, if you're watching this on your phone, it might be a little hard for you to see all of them. But I thought we'd kind of go through and point out a couple funny ones, couple of our favorite ones. There's Arch and Eddie's. You got USA, very patriotic. I like it.
Yeah, that pig is named FDR. Do you know why?
Well, I'm going to guess it's Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Yes, and do you know why?
Because you're a big FDR fan?
What year of the Apple Festival is this?
80th?
Yes. And who was the president 80 years ago?
FDR?
Yay!
Very good. Very good.
Yep.
Let's bring this back up there.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Apple Tower one, that's so
pretty
good. Impressive.
Buckeye Tire and Exhaust. Apple Tower Alvy. How cute. He's an actual Apple Tower.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. That's one of the most impressive ones. I like Zorro. That's funny. Oh, no, he's not Zorro. He's the Hamburglar.
I love it.
Okay.
Good.
Do you remember, this has been a few years now, but when McDonald's tried to, reboot the, McDonald's characters and, modernize them and stuff?
Yeah, they would just be scary.
So they made the Hamburglar, real hunky. And it's so funny.
They try to make him hot?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
The Hamburglar is supposed to be this goofy looking thing.
Right, they made the Hamburglar, sexy.
No.
And it's so funny. The ad was this, attractive dude in, a Hamburglar costume. No. With, the mask and everything. And he's got, his burger in one hand. He's going, don't tell anybody. You just saw me steal his burger.
I can't.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
Much.
Yeah, and then they gave Ronald cool guy clothes and stuff.
Yeah,
it was not good.
No.
It was not good. All right, back to pigs.
Back to the pigs. There's a hairy porker.
That's pretty good. That's not as good as Harry Otter, but it's pretty good.
Harry Otter.
I told you about that.
Yeah, you did. Jerry Appleseed. That's a good one.
Yeah.
They're all good.
They're pretty funny. Papa John's has got a little top hat. That's fun.
Big Liftin' Bob, Iron City Barbell.
The one that somehow became an elephant is pretty impressive.
That is, because 1941 was the premiere of Dumbo. So they did, Piggly Wiggly did a Dumbo one.
Yeah. So I have to admit that the one that I'm maybe the most confused about is the Village Haircutters, where they made theirs a hamburger.
It's actually really good.
And it is. And at first I was really impressed. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, well, hamburgers aren't ham. Like, hamburgers are cows, not pigs. And also, this is like a salon, not like a restaurant.
Yeah.
So I find that an interesting choice, although it is executed very well.
It's very good. They did a really good job. That's the one in the very far right-hand corner.
Yeah. And then the corner pub, they just painted it white.
Pig not painted.
And so we got two that did not complete.
Yeah, they just didn't get in time. That's okay. That's so funny. Yeah, there's all kind of fun ones.
Yeah. So I don't know how well you guys watching can see it on the screen, but definitely pick up a copy just so you can see them all. But comment from the best that you can. Yeah, from the best that you can see from the pictures. Comment which one is your favorite. I'm very curious. But definitely get out to these businesses and put some money in these.
Yeah, and listen, here's the thing, like, the pigs are really cute and fun and all of that, but the whole point is they're piggy banks, and the whole point is to put money in these piggy banks, and the reason being is all of this money supports the Farm Bureau, which supports our local kids.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. All that money that you drop in those little piggy banks goes to our local kids.
Yeah.
So who cares what one you put it in or whatever? Like, it's a fun contest, but still.
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's hard to beat the corner pub in the store.
Pig not painted.
Very minimalist.
Well, I told you what Jamie wanted to do with ours, didn't I?
Well, you wanted to hit it with a hammer.
Yeah. I wouldn't let him do it. He wanted to hit it with a hammer and call it roadkill.
It's good stuff.
I said no.
Yeah.
Not okay.
Good stuff. Yeah, so a lot of these are really funny.
Yes, they definitely are.
Jeepers Creepers, ready to roll to a town near you.
Yeah, he's on a creeper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not getting that one. You're right. We talked about that one last time.
Yep. Very good, but it's really cute to be able to see them all together.
Yeah.
They're all bright and cheery. And
yeah, very colorful.
Who doesn't like to see decorated pigs? You know, they're fun.
So, I don't know. I like those ceramic geese that people like have in their front yard that they play little bonnets and stuff on.
And they make clothes for them.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
I mean, to each his own. That's totally cool.
That's true.
I think when growing up, I think my mom had one of those in the house.
Sure. I mean, like, that was the thing. Like,
I could be
kind of
wrong,
80s, early 90s.
Yeah. Everybody had a goose to dress.
Had one of those. My grandma, she had a little ceramic dog. Just a little bit different. I don't know if it's of a higher caliber or not, but basically the same thing.
Did it have clothes too?
Yeah. Yeah, it had little Santa hats for Christmas.
Where do you get clothes for that?
Well, I mean, this was, decades ago. But
back before Amazon, where did we get anything?
Well, I think it came from like a catalog. Yeah.
The Goose clothing catalog.
Yeah. Well, there's just lots of little kitschy things that they'd sell through the mail back in the day.
Well, and I think people had them at like flea markets and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
I can remember, and I don't remember where I got them though, but having like Cabbage Patch Kid clothes.
Yeah.
And getting outfits for my Cabbage Patch Kids, and I don't remember where the heck those came from.
Yeah. I mean, Cabbage Patch Kids were so big for a minute. I bet they were a big, like, kind of third party, just crafters making stuff for them.
I think that's what it was. I think they came from.
They were also probably
like craft shows.
Yeah. And they were also probably like close enough to like a standard size that like other like baby doll clothes probably fit them okay.
You're right, because I think that I actually had like little onesies and stuff that like we just bought at the store for my Cabbage Patch Kids. What a fun craze that one was. I
guess. I mean, it's always something, right? Like it was Cabbage Patch Kids, and then it was Beanie
people
Babies.
Like died over those things and stuff. It's crazy.
I watched an interesting little like mini documentary about Beanie Babies the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I didn't know this. So like, they call him Ty, right?
Yeah.
But like that was the guy's name that invented them.
Okay.
Like, they were just named after the guy that came up with the idea.
Makes sense.
And it was like, I mean, it was a really small thing. Like it was a really like it started out
until
like
it wasn't
right. Like it started out as a really small company. Like this wasn't like something like Mattel or some big toy company like that put out. Like it was just like a guy, and he kind of refined it a little bit, and like those refinements was what made certain like versions of them like rare in the first place or whatever.
Yes,
and that
which made them super valuable.
Right, and that sort of kick-started that like secondhand market for him selling for such crazy money.
They were.
Yeah.
Like insane amounts of money.
But like they also didn't like sell them at like big retailers at first. Like Walmart didn't have them when they were a new thing.
They were more, in like the smaller like boutique stores.
Yeah, and all that kind of added to like, how big it was. And then of course it all turned into this like bubble. And it's just, sort of burst.
So what's going to be the new thing?
Well, are you familiar with the little pop vinyl figures?
No.
So they look like bobbleheads.
Okay.
But they don't really bobble. They're just little action figures with big fat heads. So like that's like the Beanie Babies now.
The new thing now?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they make, there's just millions, everything you can think of they have made like into these things. And it's the same kind of thing. Like they're like you can only get it here at this one place, and it's only available for a short period of time.
Gotcha.
And they retire and stuff like that. Then I guess Lego sets are kind of like that, but that's a little bit different because Lego sets retire.
Yeah, I guess that would be. God, can you imagine? I bet if you had like an original Lego set from like a million years ago.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like they would be worth a lot.
Well, like so Lego does all this license stuff. And they're make the set for like a couple years and then they retire it.
Yeah, like Star Wars or something like that.
Sometimes they retire it and they immediately introduce like a new version. But sometimes they will never make that again. Or at least not for a long time or not in the same way or whatever. And that just, it causes, like, it's crazy.
People lose their minds.
Yeah, I mean, because the Lego sets are already really expensive.
Yeah.
And then when you add to like you can't buy them in stores anymore. Yeah. Legos increase in value, like appreciate in value faster than gold. Isn't that crazy?
That is real crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe we should all go out and invest in Legos.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
But you have to like store them for 5 years.
Yeah, like you can't open it.
Well, you could because you can like repack it. It's not exactly the same, but like Legos aren't like other action figures and things like that go up in value. Like if you keep or like those Nintendo games that sold for crazy money at auction. Like the reason that those sold for such crazy money was because it's still in the box and the box is still in perfect condition kind of thing. But Legos, from my understanding, aren't quite that dependent on like the packaging and things like that.
Oh, well, see, there you go. There's your logo.
But yeah. Lego.
Word of the day. Lego word of the day.
But seriously, like go out and buy, something that's probably not going to get remade again. Hold on to it for 5 years and you're probably going to see that it's going to be, double or triple in value.
Right. There you go.
But you got to buy, a $200 Lego set that's in a box.
Buy the Millennium Falcon or something.
Are you aware of that like giant Millennium Falcon that they have?
I think didn't we show it here?
Maybe talk about it.
I feel like we did.
It's something like 5,000 pieces. I think it's like about
huge.
$800 retail.
Yeah, I think Jenna looked it up one time.
Maybe I don't remember, but like that's probably gonna I think that's gonna retire pretty soon. And obviously they're going to keep making Millennium Falcon Lego sets, but they're probably never going to make one that big again.
Right.
At least not for 10 years or something like that. 20 years.
So there you go. Invest in that.
So if you have that and it's a huge box. So if you have that and are fine with like packing it away somewhere that it's not going to get like water damaged or whatever for like 10 years, you know, it's probably going to be worth a couple $1,000s.
I just thought of something really sick and twisted.
Yeah.
So back to the Nintendo game that sold for like the, $2 million or whatever. So it's a catch-22. It's not open, right?
Right.
Well, how do you know that there's
That's
a game inside? And
well,
what if someone's just really good at shrink wrapping a box?
Yeah. You could be right.
That would be funny. It would actually be a little funny. It would be funny for us to report here.
Yeah, it wouldn't be funny if you got caught doing that. It wouldn't be funny for you.
Or if you paid the $2 million for it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I feel like if you paid that money and then the person got caught like scamming you, I suppose you could probably get that money back depending on what they did with it after they got it.
Right. Hopefully they bought a lot of Millennium Falcon Lego sets with it. Oh my God. So, okay, here's one for you. If you want to break a Guinness Book of World Records record, guy just did one. And he's from Ireland. He's a basketball enthusiast, and he earned his second Guinness World Record. Are you ready for this?
I am ready for this.
Now think about this. Think about logistically doing this. He broke a record by bouncing 2 basketballs, 729 times in 1 minute.
Jeez.
1 in each hand, bounced 2 basketballs, 729 times.
So at each ball, 729 times or total?
So that's where I'm getting a little bit confused because it says he bounced 2 basketballs, 1 in each hand, a total 729 times.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's a little more than 12 times a second.
How do you do that?
I don't know. Keep it close to the ground, I guess.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, your wrist would be pretty tired at the end of that minute, I suppose.
Yeah. His name's Sean Daly. He's of Skibbereen, West Cork.
What does that mean?
Excuse me. I am so sorry. My allergies are killing me today. Skibbereen, West Cork. You know.
Yeah.
The old town of Skibbereen.
Oh, that's where he's from.
He's from Skibbereen, West Cork.
I thought you said he was a Skibbereen West.
No.
Like that was his profession or whatever.
Yeah, Skibbereen, that's the real fast ball bouncer.
Okay.
He previously had earned a Guinness World Record in March where he donned a blindfold and bounced 2 basketballs simultaneously for 2 hours and 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Blindfolded. That guy got some skills.
When
I'm just going to say.
When my dad was in college, one of his fraternity brothers wanted to get,
some kind of record.
He wanted to go the 1960s version of going viral, So he said he called all the local radio stations and stuff and told them that he was going to dribble a basketball from Galplus to Huntington, West Virginia. And he did it, I guess. And then he got on all the
Shut up.
Yeah, and he got on all the local news stations and stuff like that.
So what did he go down, Route 7 or what?
I guess. I mean, I think he just
cross the bridge.
Yeah, I think all of his friends just kind of drove a little bit ahead of him, and because I think I don't know, I think maybe they switched back and forth. Someone would ride in the car for a little bit, someone would dribble, and they'd switch places. I'm not sure, but
it was a team effort, huh?
Yeah, this was one of Dad's stories. It's also not fact checked.
It may or may not.
It may or may not have actually happened.
Yeah, this may or may not have happened. So Kanye West is back in the news.
Yep.
Not for divorcing Kim Kardashian.
Did they get divorced?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a bummer, man.
Because I thought that was a match made in heaven forever and ever.
Yeah.
Because he's not certifiably insane.
Yeah.
So Kanye West, as we all know, does a whole lot of... You could describe him as being a character.
You could.
And leave it at that.
Yeah.
Because basically his entire life revolves around doing scandalous things to keep himself relevant.
Yeah.
So his newest
occasionally he releases music.
And occasionally he releases music that he does with someone else, never by himself. He's always with so-and-so and Kanye.
Yeah, but that's just all hip-hop's like that, though.
It is. A lot of it, yes. So, out with the old Kanye and in with the Ye, or Ye, however you would like to pronounce it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would guess it's Ye because the shoes are Yeezy. That's
Yeezy.
That's his clothing.
His clothing line.
Yeah.
Kanye West has petitioned to legally change his name to YE, however you would like to pronounce that. In order for it to be official, a California judge must sign off. And in many cases, the change has to be published in newspapers. Why?
I mean, Kanye West is not going to have any trouble getting the fact that he's changing his name to something weird published in
a newspaper. It's already published. We just did it. I wonder if we could do it here. That should be call Pete Wilson and tell him it needs to be in the Telegram.
I think I might be wrong about this, but the legal ads, publications bid on those.
Yeah, they do. Right.
So we should put in a bid to get the California legals
for the Kanye West thing. In court documents, West wrote that the name change was for personal reasons, but gave no other explanation.
And by personal, he means publicity.
He means to get himself attention. In the news. Yes, to get some attention. Yeah. Over the weekend, he wiped his Instagram account and began reposting cryptic new photos. The first of which was a 1,600 square foot home he shared with his beloved late mother, who passed away, sadly.
Yeah, his mother's death was really sad.
Wasn't it due to liposuction?
It was a breast augmentation.
Okay, I knew it was some kind of plastic surgery.
She got some kind of weird infection from it.
It was wild. That was a really sad time.
Okay, so I've looked up Kanye's Instagram, and he had so his handle is still Kanye West, but the description or whatever he's changed just to say Ye. He's deleted all of his posts except for 5.
Yeah.
The first one is a picture of the house that you just mentioned.
Yes.
The second post is 3 photos. There's one of him, silhouetted walking down the street. Yeah, so there's 3 silhouetted photos of him walking. And then there's a picture of a religious back tattoo that's definitely not him. A picture of an empty room with 2 monoliths, a la 2001: A Space Odyssey, and then a picture of his feet. Well, a picture of his shoes.
What the heck?
We've all taken the selfie with you, just that's what it is. So that's.
Are they captioned in any way, shape, or form?
No, none of them have captions.
Good grief!
I see that the shoe selfie was liked by Rob Liefeld, who's the creator of Deadpool. So
nice.
There's that.
Well, if you're a Kanye fan, he's kind of like Prince, where he, moved his name to the artist formerly known as Prince, and then the symbol, and then we're legally changing our name to something else.
I'll just read comments. Here's one from an account called Hip Hop Talk. It says, "Bro, stop."
That's just what everyone wants to say.
Yeah. Have you watched on Netflix? They have this new Kanye, I'm just about to drop the album for you, bro.
Oh my god.
Apparently people are anxiously awaiting his next
album.
album.
He's got a new album. Well, I don't know. Again, it's kind of cryptic. With an original release date set in 2020, then on July 23rd, 2021, and again on August 6th, 2021. He's supposed to be releasing Donda, which still has yet to be released.
Strange that he would do things to get promotion in advance of his new album
Correct. That's so ironic.
That's such a coincidence.
The past few days have seen West and Drake, whose upcoming album, Certified Lover Boy, has also been delayed, taking cryptic jabs at each other on social media.
Interesting. So there's this new documentary series on Netflix called Pop or Pop Music or something like that. Have you watched any of that?
I have not.
So I kind of dismissed it, and then thinking it would just be like documentaries about the Backstreet Boys or whatever. But it's more interesting than that.
Okay, good.
And so there's one episode that's it's about auto-tune, which is the like voice effect that like a lot of people use in music that makes your voice like kind of echoey.
Yeah.
Like the Cher, I believe, song was like the first one that used it that kind of got famous.
Right.
Right. So it was kind of like made ubiquitous. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
By like the hip hop guy T-Pain.
Yes.
Are you familiar with him?
Yes.
Okay. So
yeah.
So he used this for like everything.
He did.
And like, so when he came out with like his first album, it was like all that.
All echoey and
right.
stuff.
And like some people thought it was really cool, and some people were like, "Dude, why are you doing this so much? Like you're overusing this or whatever." And then like the next year, Kanye comes out with an album, and like he does the same thing, and everyone's like, "Kanye's a genius," kind of thing. And so like T-Pain like he's like decided that like that's his sound, and he like, you know, is just all about it.
He's sticking with the echo, man.
Yeah, he's sticking with it. And then like he tells this story. He's like, I was on an airplane, and Usher comes up to me, and he tells me that I ruined music.
Oh no, that would be so bad.
And he's like, and it just crushed me. And I don't know, but it's really interesting. And I think the most amazing thing is like T-Pain's like actually a normal person, because he doesn't seem like he would be, but he's like a totally normal person. Like hearing him talk about this and stuff.
Oh, and he's like all
and
crushed.
He's like so sad about it. And it's like I never thought I would feel so bad for T-Pain before, but now I do. You know. But if you like T-Pain, you should definitely watch that.
it. And it's called what?
It's called Pop.
Pop.
I
Okay.
think maybe it's either Pop or Pop Music.
Gotcha.
It's on Netflix. Yeah. But there's an episode about Boyz II Men that was pretty interesting. And then there's another one about all the pop music that comes from Sweden. Which so you're looking at me like, there's no pop music that comes from Sweden.
I'm trying to think of like what it would be.
So it's all producers, right?
Okay.
So like all the Backstreet Boys songs are written by like producers in Sweden. Like all Britney Spears early songs are written by producers in Sweden.
Really?
Yeah. Like it's not like a bunch. Like it's just like one or two kind of studios doing like all this stuff. Yeah, and it's really interesting.
Okay.
You would never know.
Well, that's worth a watch just because you can learn something new every day by that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I gotcha.
You learn a lot about T-Pain and see how like surprisingly normal he is.
You feel like you want to like go give him a hug.
You're like, I'm sorry, dude, that like I didn't like your music when I was a teenager.
We're sorry that we didn't like your echoing. So weird. All right, so we talked about this yesterday, and we can go on to crush people's dreams today. So they did this study, and I'm with you. I don't know how you can quantify any of this, but this is what the study says. And I've seen it discussed on the national news too, so it's not just us. Researchers have released a nutritional index to inform guidelines and help Americans achieve healthier and more environmentally stable diets. It ranked foods by minutes gained or lost by consuming them, basically. I know you're going to have a hard time thinking about this, but processed meats and sugary drinks were the biggest offenders.
Yeah. Well, that's not a
shocker.
Right. Like, I'm not arguing with the fact that processed meat and sugary drinks are bad
not good for you. Yeah.
I just don't understand how you can quantify how many minutes they take off your life.
That's where they lose me too.
Right.
Like, I'm like, come on. I understand that, you know, if you eat like 7 hot dogs a day, it's not good for you.
But also you see like these people that live to like, 100 years old, and they like drink Budweiser and like beef jerky is their like main sustenance.
I mean, how many kids grew up eating hot dogs every day because that's all their parents could get them to eat? Like, it's fine.
Right.
Just don't But so they included over 5,000 foods in this like study.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. But some of the like meaningful things that came out of it, the food studied ranged from 74 minutes lost to 80 minutes gained per serving. So most specifically, they found that consuming, I'm sorry, folks, this was the big crusher for me. Consuming 185-gram serving of chicken wings, and I looked that up, that's only 3 ounces of chicken wings. So that's like 1 wing probably. Translated to 3.3 minutes of life lost. Do you know how many chicken wings we've all eaten in our lifetime?
Yeah. So I wonder how many, I don't know, how many chicken wings does the average person eat a year?
I don't know. We'll find out. A beef hot dog on a bun resulted in 36 minutes lost, they say. So 1 hot dog costs you 36 minutes of life. That's what they're saying.
So the USDA is saying the average American could eat nearly 92 pounds of chicken a year.
Okay.
And so you're saying that...
Well, I wonder how many of that is chicken wings, though, because they would be fried.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I mean, is boiled chicken really that much healthier?
Yeah, it would be.
I mean, yeah, a little bit, but I don't know that. I don't know. Is it just the grease, or is it like?
Yeah, it would be the breaded. It's because they're fried. It's grease.
Is it all the stuff they do to like preserve it in the grocery store?
Well, therein lies a whole other story that we could talk about. So yeah, the hot dog, 36 minutes lost. Now they're saying, too, which I feel like that's ridiculous, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich adds 33 minutes.
Yeah.
But that's only because of the nuts.
Right. And that's only if you don't have a deadly nut allergy.
That, too. Foods like salted peanuts, baked salmon, and rice with beans, so all stuff that tastes like crap, are associated with positive gains between 10 to 15 minutes. I was trying to see if they say basically that nuts, fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, seafood are good for you. Beef, processed meat, pork and lamb, cheese-based foods, salmon dishes, anything that has like high greenhouse emissions too on top of everything else is bad for you. They do say poultry, dairy, and egg-based foods kind of fall in the intermediate, like neither here nor there kind of thing. So researchers found that swapping 10% of your daily calories from beef and processed meat for fruits, vegetables, nuts, legumes, and certain seafoods could reap significant benefits and gain you 48 minutes per person per day and a 33% smaller dietary carbon footprint. I don't know what kind of tree huggers wrote this article, but it's probably true to some degree.
I mean, I don't think there's any arguing that we should be eating more fruits and vegetables and less hot dogs, but that doesn't mean I'm going to eat less hot dogs.
But like literally, and I think that's kind of like the point. Like, does reading that article, if you want to flippin' hot dog, like, are you going to be like, oh, that's 38 minutes off my life?
That's not a good way to live.
Like, if you did, I mean, we're all stressed out enough as it is, let alone, you know, worried about that.
Yeah.
Like, eat a hot dog occasionally. Be a rebel. It's fine.
Yeah. But maybe eat some fruits and vegetables, too.
Eat a handful of nuts. They counteract each other.
Unless you're like, what do they say? Like, I don't know, 1 in 3 people have a pretty bad nut allergy.
Yeah, I think nuts are really...
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, you know, they didn't talk about it when I was a kid, but, like, the last, 20 years or so, people have kind of, like, been like, you guys, you have to start paying attention to how many people are allergic to these things.
Like, it's a big thing. And, I mean, we have people come in the restaurant all the time with, like, severe nut allergies. So we just cook, something individually in like a skillet for them or whatever to make sure that it doesn't touch anything. But we had a lady in one day, she said she was allergic to, it was some kind of obscure nut, nothing that we have in the restaurant, and she still had a reaction. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. We don't have that nut here. It was like a really weird nut. So I don't know what happened, but she had a reaction, and
it's probably something.
So she was fine, but
it's probably something that they use to make things with that you don't think about.
Or there's cross contamination. Like we can't control what happens in a factory somewhere, like with flour or So it's really hard. Yeah. I feel like if you had that nut allergy, you'd literally live your life eating grilled chicken and some broccoli or something.
Well, I mean that's what The Rock eats: grilled chicken and broccoli. So.
There you go. Hey, did you see what he did the other day?
I didn't.
So fun. In true Rock fashion. There was, how like out in Hollywood and stuff, they have these tour buses and people like climb on them and they take them from like celebrity houses.
Yeah.
So there's this tour bus and it was like an open bus.
Yeah.
And there's all these people, with their phones out snapping pictures, and he pulls up beside one of them, and he's got like his phone right here, so you can see everybody. And he's like, "Hey, does anyone know where the Rock's house is?" And the entire bus is like.
I thought you were gonna say they got out like the tour guide pamphlet and they're like, "Well, it says it's on this street."
No. Well, and everyone was like laughing that was reporting this story because they're like, how many other people in the world could pull up and have people recognize them that quickly?
Yeah.
And everyone was flipping out on the bus. It was so cute. And he's just dying laughing. So he just sat there in traffic and talked to him for a minute and then went on.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's so The Rock. That's something he would do.
Yep.
But, yeah.
It's funny.
It is. He's so cute. Okay, so here's one for you. Speaking of tree huggers, there is a
big oak tree.
A big oak tree.
They could use a hug.
It could definitely use a hug. There is a city in Florida called Gulfport, and their motto is "Keep Gulfport Weird." Just to let you know about that.
Right.
It's just kind of a quirky place.
Right.
Lots of tree huggers, lots of
that's
stuff
like
going on.
Well, that's like a motto for Portland and a lot of other places.
Yeah,
that
just like
kind of borrowed it from them.
We're like unique.
Right.
So kind of like Key West or something. There is a house for sale in this town of Gulfport. The owner of the real estate company, they call it the Tree House. And it hasn't sold yet. It's for sale for $899,000. It's drawing attention due to its unusual feature. There is a centuries-old oak tree growing in the middle of the house.
Wow.
So, like, the house is built around this ginormous, like, 200-year-old oak tree. And they said, so the funny thing is, the realtor said there are people that have walked in and just turned around and walked out.
I'm sure. I feel like that should be in like the real estate listing.
I'm kind of thinking
you should be aware of that before you go in.
I'm like, did these people not scroll through Zillow or like what's going on?
Right. The realtor's like, this is a great place. It's blah 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 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 200-year-old oak tree right in the center,
right in the middle of it.
Really
Kids can climb it. It's
ties
great.
The whole thing together. Oh, we should get Nia in here and have her teach. She'll tell you how to sell a house in oak tree.
She'd have that sucker sold in no time, wouldn't she? The realtor said, we have a lot of tree huggers here. I'm surprised I haven't sold this to a tree hugger. I'm like, maybe that's why you haven't sold it, because you're making fun of people. Yeah. But yeah, so I guess my question is, though, I mean, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
That there's a ginormous oak tree in the middle of this house, but what happens if like it gets a disease or struck by lightning or something? And I mean, hopefully not the part that's inside the house. Yeah. But
so when you were little, I don't know how old this story is. I think it's kind of old. But have you ever read the children's book about the Christmas tree in the apartment building that grows so big? And they cut a hole in the ceiling and it grows into the upstairs neighbor's apartment.
No.
And it keeps growing, and then he cuts a hole in his ceiling and it grows in. And it just keeps going up through the apartment building, and like everybody shares the same Christmas tree.
No. That's so cute.
Same thing.
It is.
Yep.
See?
That was a childhood favorite of ours.
That's really sweet. So everyone shares the same tree.
Yeah.
Because it keeps
I
growing.
don't remember what it was called, though.
The
growing Christmas
growing
tree.
Christmas tree.
Yeah, maybe.
Now I feel like we need to Google it.
Yeah. Find it later.
All right. Riddle me this. We were talking about Batman and Spider-Man yesterday. Riddle me this.
Okay.
There is a newborn baby smooth hound shark.
Okay.
Born in a tank in Italy. And this aquarium is celebrating her birth. But they're a little puzzled.
Okay.
Because the tank has only ever housed 2 female sharks.
Mm-hmm. There's never been a male in there?
No.
Well, I don't know much about fish, but they're weird, so that doesn't surprise me.
Correct. So they are saying the baby dubbed Isperia was born in a tank to which only 2 female sharks have lived for 10 years. It's not like there's a male sneaking in there. They suspect that the shark was born via a process known as, I'm gonna butcher this.
Okay.
Parthenogenesis, which involves a polar cell, which contains a duplicate of an egg's DNA, fertilizing the egg in the absence of sperm. So basically, they're saying that they think that this baby is a clone of the mother.
Yeah. Nature is crazy, dude.
It is. But I mean,
the headline of that story should just be like, nature is crazy. Here's a reminder.
Right. So they are doing testing now, DNA testing, to confirm whether she's a genetic clone of her mother or not. They do say this has been observed in 3 species of sharks, but not this kind of shark. The aquarium said the results of the DNA test could determine whether that type of shark has become the 4th species to make the list. Well, what's the other explanation if that's not what happened?
Well, some animals, I don't know. I feel like there are some fish that can do this, but some animals can change their gender to have reproduce that way.
And aren't worms asexual?
I think worms have male and female sex organs. But yeah, bugs do all kinds of weird stuff, and fish are just about as weird, I think.
Well, cicadas, get STDs and lose their butts, so
yeah.
I still feel sorry for them. 17 years in the ground, and all you get to do is come out and get frisky, and you don't get to do that. Your butt falls off, and you lose your mind like you're on LSD.
Yeah. That's
sick and twisted. Poor things. Any wonder they're loud.
Speaking of LSD, I can't remember if it was on I can't remember if it's on Netflix or HBO, but there's a good documentary about the Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
That just came out.
Okay. Well, Jamie will have to watch that because he's huge Grateful Dead.
It's either on HBO or Netflix. I forget which.
Okay.
But it's good. It's like a series. It's like a 6-part kind of series. It sort of follows their whole.
Is it like a documentary kind of thing, or like a show?
Okay. Yeah, it's a documentary.
Okay, very good.
It's really, really interesting. But yeah.
Cool.
A lot of LSD, especially in the first half of it.
Yeah. There may have been some drugs consumed by those folks. A little bit. Yeah. Watching on Netflix right now, Queen of the South. Have you watched it?
I've not.
Good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good one. It's about drug cartels and that kind of stuff.
So South America?
So, well, not really, because they go back and forth between Mexico and Arizona.
Okay.
But basically it's guy leader of cartel, but then he runs for public office, so then his wife takes over, and she ends up kidnapping one of his nemesis, who is a female, and then she escapes and starts just becoming the bad A. So now you've got these 2 women vying for the drug thing, and they are just ruthless, man. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's a good one.
I watched a little bit of the it's on Netflix, the documentary about 80s cocaine smuggling, And like this dude is like wanted for like being a cocaine smuggler, and he's like so like pompous that he'll never get caught. He like buys a speedboat racing team, and he's like on ESPN like talking about his speedboat racing, like while the FBI like has a warrant out for his arrest for cocaine smuggling.
What an idiot. Here are our boats. This is what they look like.
And he did it for like decades.
Oh my God.
Like they knew he was doing it for whatever reason. They couldn't do anything about it.
Oh no. Oh, it's crazy.
Yep.
You want to watch something really wild, follow like the Medellin stuff with Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
They're
tunneling out of
There's been
prison.
some documentaries on that too, where I mean, like the guys that actually finally ran him down and killed him and stuff, and it was a big old scandal.
Crazy.
But, and if is your name Kyle? Is there any Kyle in your family?
No.
Okay, I don't have a Kyle in my family that I know of either. But the city of Kyle, Texas, is calling you. If your name is Kyle, speaking of Guinness Book of World Records, they want to get as many Kyles together September 3rd through 5th for the Kyle Pie in the Sky Hot Air Balloon Festival. The city of Kyle is attempting to break the Guinness Book of World Records record for gathering the most Kyles, and it has to be spelled Kyle.
Yeah.
Spelled that way, in one place in the annual Kyle Pie in the Sky Hot Air Balloon Festival on Labor Day weekend at Lake Kyle.
Yeah.
In Kyle.
I feel like
Texas.
This is going to backfire on them. If you're not aware, Kyle is sort of like the male equivalent of a Karen.
Oh.
Yeah. So they might not they may not end up getting
it may not be the best people.
It may not end
there.
up being what they expected to be.
All Kyles that participate, this is the sweet part, will receive free weekend passes to the festival as well as a free T-shirt.
Yeah. What did you?
So get to Kyle, Texas over Labor Day.
So you remember like a few months ago when they had the Josh fight?
Yes.
Everyone in the world that was named Josh got together to fight each other.
Yes. So good.
So good.
Oh my God.
All
Okay.
Right. Well, hey,
on that note,
want to go over the weather?
Yeah, I'll go over the weather.
Out of here?
And then I do have to tell about my mom's thing before she strangles me as well. The weather forecast, here's the deal. It is hot and it is humid. If you have loved ones, animals, anything that are outside or don't have air conditioning, please check on them. Please offer some air conditioning to them if you have it. Highs today of 92 degrees, lows around 70. Now all of a sudden they're calling for a little chance of rain, and it is sticky out there, so it wouldn't surprise me. Same tomorrow, 92, 70, and then on Friday, 89 and 70, and then right back up over the weekend. So these hot temperatures are here to stay for a bit. They're dangerously hot temperatures with the humidity and all of that, so please check on your friends, family, and loved ones and make sure that they're okay. Also, don't forget there is a rummage sale at the Faith Lutheran Church this coming Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. 11 a.m. till they're gone. You can get the hot dog, chips, and a drink for only $2. Good clothing and shoes in many sizes, quilts, blankets, drapes, curtains, household items, kitchen tools, art, seasonal decor, lots of Christmas decorations, knickknacks, furniture, antiques, office furniture, and they have some old push mowers. So all of that at the Faith Lutheran Church that is on Huron Street here in Jackson this coming Saturday. Again, that sale begins at 10 a.m., goes through 6 p.m. So it's a good one because the church makes sure that they take all of the proceeds from that and they help people along the way. So that is a good thing. All right, got to get out of here for the day. Thank you, James, for hanging out with us today.
You're welcome.
And being in two places at once. And
what I can.
He's super talented that way. Have a wonderful day. Stay cool. Please drink lots of water, Gatorade, any of that stuff if you have to be outside. Keep yourself hydrated. And we will see you right back here tomorrow. So have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.